I've heard that there's an old Chinese curse, and it says, "May you be born in an interesting time." And my friends, I feel like we are living now in a very interesting time. I feel like there is a great transformation taking place across the entire planet. And with what I'm about to share with you guys, if you've awakened or recognized this that I'm about to share with you, it plays out in a way where it seems individualized. It seems like you awakened. It seems like you're awakening in the very same way that me getting into psychedelics and spirituality shortly after, and the teachings of the East and all these things, it seemed like I awakened. Through doing that and through stumbling through into that, it's as though I awakened to these things. But as time has gone on, and I've looked around at the world and people in my immediate proximity, people in my very family, it's starting to feel as though I'm not awakening. Life is awakening. Humanity is awakening. Consciousness is expanding in these human forms. And I can't speak for other life forms, but when I look into myself and when I look at people, like I was saying, in my immediate life, and I look at people on social media all over the planet, people are awakening. People are waking up to what? What is it that they're waking up to? What is it that is happening to us collectively as a species? That's what I'd like to talk about in this video. Because to be completely honest, I don't know what we're awakening to. I don't know what it is that's actually happening in this energy that I'm speaking of. I've seen these memes going around on social media and stuff of like that moment when you're 5 years old in preschool and you suddenly become conscious, or like, and like it shows them asking like, "Yo, what am I doing here? Like, what is this school? What do you mean we're learning? What is it? How did I get here? What does it mean to be human?" And like these videos of very young children, like literal, real children, that they're just having this ecstatic moment of like, what the fuck? Like, I exist. What is this? Holy shit, I exist. What is this? You know what I'm saying? I've seen that stuff go around, and that's very fascinating to me. And also just what's happened in my life over the past 6 years, you know, of why I have this YouTube channel and why I'm wearing these beads and why I'm sitting out here right now, and just everything. Everything is it's been this unfolding thing that's happening. And there's been a lot of ups and downs and challenging emotions and challenging events and letdowns and fortunate things and beautiful things that I could never put into words. And even this thing now that I'm talking about, I can't put it into words. But what I'm trying to say is humanity is waking up to something. Humanity is waking up to something. And the way that this immediately comes across to me is not only a higher availability to transcendent awareness, to an awakened awareness of what the fuck is going on here? Like, I exist? I'm alive? What is this? Not only are people beginning to fathom and feel in themselves that energy more easily, but also accompanying this growing ability to become aware of the transcendence of this life, also with that is a growing restlessness of some sort, And I'm speaking from immediate experience in this, and just to make it completely transparent, I'll tell you how I feel at times, and you can tell me if you relate, because I've told this to people in my family, I've told this to my friends, and they can relate with me. And, you know, the people who are really close with me and really getting down with this awakening thing, it feels as though it's a literal paradigm shift. It feels as though the way I usually go about my day of doing stuff isn't satisfying. It isn't enough. It isn't what I'm actually looking for. And I can consciously see how from the moment I wake up to the moment I go to sleep, I'm actively looking for something to do to try to satiate and quench this energy that I'm feeling. And this energy that I'm feeling is the restlessness that I'm talking about. We're starting to realize that the life that we're living isn't enough. The culture that we live in and the things that we do and the way people are and the social norms and our very personality structure isn't cutting the mustard anymore. It isn't fulfilling the growing thing within us, the awakening thing within us. And that's what I'm trying to say, is that we are beginning to open and expand to I don't know what. But all I know is that it feels like we are shedding an old way of being. It feels like we are the forefront. We are the cutting edge of a transformation of humanity. The hobbies that we do don't seem to do it anymore. The relationships that we're in and trying to get in aren't seeming to do it anymore. The friends we have who we love so dearly and genuinely, it's starting to seem just a little bit kind of irrelevant and aside from the point of what we're actually looking for. We're tired of going and doing the hobbies and getting new relationships and making friends and reorganizing our personality structure and getting a new job and moving and doing this and doing that. We're getting tired of doing. We're getting tired of our own karma. And if you don't know what the word karma means, I've said this before on my channel, karma is not a god that seeks revenge. Karma is action. Karma is doing. Karma is this right now as I speak, as the world turns, as it all happens. This is karma. This is karma. And we as spiritual beings, even if you don't even identify yourself as a spiritual being, we're getting tired, we're getting fed up with all the doing. We wake up and we do, and then we do something else, and then we get bored, so we do something else, and then we get bored, so we do a little bit more. And then we go to sleep, and we drift off into another state of consciousness, and we have dreams that are either gratifying our immediate fantasies or putting in our face our immediate fears and insecurities. And then we wake up and we do again. And we're part of a culture that isn't conducive to our well-being. And we're all kind of starting to recognize this, that the culture that we live in isn't out for our good. They're out for their own good. And when I say they, to be honest with you guys, I don't know who the fuck I'm talking about. It's the people that are making the system we live in a thing, and that write the laws, and that print the money, and then say the money's not worth something, and then enforce all these laws of you got to pay taxes, you got to be insured, you got to do this, you got to do that. They're just as scared as we are. They're just as fed up as we are. But they're in a position where they're trying to create a little safe haven so that they can sleep well at night, knowing that all the pawns of citizens are doing their work for them. And we're getting tired of the life that we're living. And like I said, to dial it back into my own self, I love what is. I love what is, and the spiritual path to me is learning how to love more what I am and what is. But I can also sense the shedding of this system that they're trying to raise me into it. I'm trying to live up to this ideal of the 1900s. I hope you know what I'm saying here. I hope this is making sense to you. I can sense in myself how it's not enough. And I'm looking for something else. I'm not looking for something. It's like although I do go around doing shit and trying to pleasure myself and find stuff in the physical exterior world to make me feel good, it's like I recognize that that's not really it. It's not a new job. It's not enough money. It's not notoriety and fame. It's not a significant other. It's not going somewhere. It's not another friend. It's not going out and doing a hobby. It's nothing out here. It's nothing out here. And that's what is creating the restlessness in me. That's what's creating the restlessness in me, is that I'm aware that what I'm looking for is not out here in this world. It's not out here in this 3D dimension. And why I feel so blessed is because I have a slight inkling, maybe a little more than slight. I have a slight recognition that I need to go in. I need to go in. And the reason I feel restless is from my own denial of the awareness that it's not out here, what I'm looking for, and I need to recognize what I am and tune back into what I am and to remember what I am. It's not out here. It's not in an activity. It's not in drugs. It's not in sex. It's not in a hobby. It's not in a job. It's not in a vacation. It's not in money. It's not out here. I hope I'm making that clear. It's in here. It's in here. And if I'm going to speak for the whole of humanity, what I'm saying is that we are starting to realize the rat race. We are starting to realize we're going in fucking circles. We're starting to realize that what we're doing isn't fulfilling what we are. Back in the 1900s, and see, even then, there were beings that were aware, telling you, no, don't be materialistic, don't be hedonistic. It's not about the fame, it's not about the money, it's not about the pleasure. Look in and remember that you are. Look in and remember who you are and what you are and how beautiful you are as you are in this moment. You don't need to acquire worth and love and abundance. You are that. You are that. And then people for the past 1,000 years are going, oh wow, that's very beautiful. Now I'm going to go and wage wars and have families and get jealous and upset and just do all this exterior shit because I can't focus enough to recognize that I already am what I'm looking for. And the reason I said the 1900s a moment ago is because the whole thing of, you know, get the wife and get the family and have the kids and get the beautiful house and the beautiful day job and the happy wife that cooks and cleans and does all the stuff and the happy kids and the white picket fence and the good politics and good fun and good vacations, and you know what I'm saying? That whole paradigm, we're not jiving with it. We can see how much it's changed over time since then. And now it's all about like everybody's politically upset with each other, and like we're all running around trying to like look sexy and like attract people, and like we're acting like douchebags, and we're treating people like shit, and we're getting into relationships and out of relationships, and we're changing our job, and we're making a big fuss, and we're hurting people, and we're hurting ourselves, and people are committing suicide, people are rioting, people are not all right. People are not all right. I'm sure in this moment, some people are having a grand time. I'm sure in this moment, some people are tuned directly into the thing that I'm talking about right now and aren't wasting their time talking about it. And that's not to say that this is a waste of time, because I'm trying to shed light on this thing that we are a part of and that I feel is happening. I'm trying to offer to you how this system we live in seems to be falling apart, and that we as human beings are awakening to something deeper. And to go through that awakening, what is entailed in that is the absolute obliteration of everything we thought was meaningful and mattered and was important and held genuine value. That is all dying. That is all dying. It's like a worldwide ego death. There's this restless energy, and we don't know what to do with it. And we're trying to do the things we've always done, but they're not enough. They're not fulfilling something within us. And the thing that it's not fulfilling is the spirit. Absolute being. Being. We hear it all around. We are not a human doing. We are a human being. But we spend all our time doing shit. We go around and we do this and we do that. And then that doesn't work, so we go and do that to fix it. We do to fix our doing. We do so much. And it's suffocating our being. And it's snubbing it out. It's dying out. The being of ourselves. It's not going anywhere. I don't want to put that across. And what I'm really trying to say here is it's actually coming forth and is more alive than it's ever been. But what comes in recognizing that is, like I was saying, the death of everything we thought we actually wanted. The death of who we think we are. The death of what we think life is. And it's very hard. And it may seem like I very much so am watering it down and simplifying it. But guys, this is life. This is our life that we're living right now. And we're not having a good time. We may have a good time for a little bit, and then it slips away. And then we should say, shit, I need to go do something to feel good again. Felt good for a minute? All right, then it's gone. Oh no, I got to go do again so I feel good. And the awakening of the spirit the coming forth of the Spirit is saying, stop filling the moment. Stop bouncing from thing to thing to thing. You're not going to find it because you are it. And when you spend all your time trying to find what you are, nothing happens. You waste your time. We're recognizing that we are enough. But that's not easy to recognize because we think we need money and relationships and friends and hobbies and a beautiful, beautiful personality. And we hurt people. And we're absolute arrogant assholes. And treat people like shit. And wage wars. And murder people. And torture people. And let people starve. And let animals starve. We treat this world like absolute shit. Not you in particular, not me in particular, but when I say we, I mean all of us, because it's us. We're not separate. We're not separate. We are all here together on this planet right now. Right now. Here we are. And what are we going to do about it? Are we going to keep doing? Are we going to keep doing stuff our entire lives? Where's the worth in that? Where's the worth in, okay, you're rich. Now you can buy a big mansion and you can get all the cars and you can go where you want and explore the world and have the beautiful beings in your life and do all the stuff. You're rich. Okay, you don't go to work. You're going to get bored. You're going to get bored. You're going to get tired of it. You're not going to be able to find it in time. You may be able to live a good amount of time thinking it's enough and thinking, oh, now that I'm rich, this is what it's about. But it will start to wear on you. It will start to wear on you. You'll be surrounded by a bunch of people that are your friends, but you're going to start to realize, maybe not even in this lifetime. That's another thing, is this process that I'm talking about. It's a slow-moving process, but I feel like it's happening more now than it ever has. And to bring up the stories of Hinduism, we are in the Kali Yuga right now, which is the actual dematerialization and breaking down of the universe itself. And here we are happening. What the hell is this? Have you ever actually genuinely looked at the fact that we exist and realize this doesn't make any fucking sense? Using the awareness we have of this moment to go, what the fuck are we doing? What am I doing? Who am I? Why do I act the way I do? Why do I want the things I want? There's something very profound happening. And you see all around people talking about the 5D. We're ascending into 5D, the ascension, the Aquarian age, the crystallizing of the spirit, all these little things. We're talking about something. There's more spiritual beings now than I feel like there has ever been. Genuine spiritual beings or not. And even if their spirituality is just a little facade that they wear because it makes them feel special, they're still a being. They're still a being, and they're still awakening. If you're talking about that shit, you're awakening. Even if you're not talking about it, you're awakening. Because all these people around you are telling you that the paradigm you're living in is bullshit, an illusion, I hope you guys know what I'm saying here. Hopefully you can feel behind my words what I'm talking about. To try to really distill it down and make it simple, what I'm saying is the lives that we're living right now, of going to work, and in our free time doing our hobbies and having that significant other and being in love and making money and getting popular and stylizing our personality and our ego, it's not enough. It's not enough. And that isn't coming from a place of lack. That statement that it's not enough and that feeling of dissatisfaction isn't from a place of lack. It's a message coming forth from the Spirit saying, why are we living like this? We need to change. We're not doing things in a holy way. We're not doing things in a healthy way. We're doing things that are driving us mentally insane, and people are killing themselves, and physically people are destroying their bodies, eating unhealthily and not caring about anything, and people are treating people like shit because they're not happy inside. The lives that we're living and the culture that we live in, we're starting to realize that it's bullshit. We're starting to realize that it's not enough. And we're just beginning in this time, right now, learning how to deal with that. And to be completely blunt with you guys, you're either going to off yourself or you're going to settle for lesser, or you're going to awaken and learn how to be content in this unfolding time, in this unfolding shift. There's only a few things we can do here. There's only a few, and what do you want to choose? What do you want to do? Do you want to keep going and doing shit, even though you know that it's getting old and it's getting tiring and it's not enough? Are you going to kill yourself, even though you don't know what's entailed in death, and that the idea of suicide and killing yourself and how that frees you from this is a complete concept, and we don't know it all. We don't know it all, and there's actually more evidence saying that when this body dies, we go to another realm. We don't know what happens when we die, so thinking killing yourself is going to fix you and make everything better is a delusion. A delusion backed by stories and ideas. Nobody wants to die. Nobody wants to die. What people want is to be in love and to be light and to be okay. But we don't know how to fucking be all right. And that's been happening for thousands of years. It started off with surviving and evolution and learning how to survive. But once we knew how to survive, you know, it's warm over there, it's cold over there. If you want to warm up, go over there. If you want to cool down, go over there. Food's over there, water's over there. Women and men to procreate are over there. Shelter is right here, so you're safe. Once we all had that all in the bag, once we had all that locked down, we got bored, we got restless, we started to reflect. And we started to wonder, okay, this surviving thing's cool, I got this locked down. Now what? And that's where we're at now. And that now what now, has preceded everything since. Then. We're essentially in a place of, what now? Same old, another day, another dollar, you know? And this is the shit that I'm saying right now is so much. And it's not being expressed, but I really hope you can vibe with what I'm saying. And if you feel like unsatisfied and like your relationship isn't enough and your job isn't enough and your hobbies aren't enough and your personality isn't enough, I want you to know that you're not alone. You're not alone. There are many, many, many beings who are recognizing that the lives that they're living and the amount of doing that they're doing isn't cutting it anymore. We're craving something deeper. We're craving something more than this physicalness, than the materialism. We're craving something more than that. And what all this is pointing to, in my mind, and the way I feel about it, intuitively, it's telling us to come back in to what is right now. When you go out into the woods, it's like the forest is waiting for you to come off your high horse of thinking and doing and come back down into the being that you are. And the being that you are is the forest. It is the mountain. It is the meadow. It is the lake. It is the ocean. It is the sunset. It is the beauty. What we are is being, and being is so... Being is enough. Being is enough. But we forgot how to be. We forgot that we are, and that being is enough. We think that being is a sort of default out of which we have to acquire worth and love and contentment and joy and satisfaction. But that's completely ass backwards, and that's what we're realizing, in short. We're realizing that it's not out here. It's not out here. The solution to your problems isn't in a pill. It isn't in any of the shit that I've been saying over and over again. A new job, a new significant other, leaving your significant other, visiting some place, you know? If you watch my video about how I went to Mount Shasta in California, I was sitting up on that mountain, and I'm waiting for something more than sitting on the mountain. I'm sitting out on that mountain, and I'm waiting for something more beautiful to happen while I'm on the mountain. And I could just feel in that moment, this is it. This is it. And it always is it. This is it. Our minds are so loud. Our minds are so loud. Our personality is so, it seems so real and so important. But it's it's a layer, it's a veil of thoughts. It's a veil of thoughts. Our being is so beyond the ego and the identity, the false identity. Our being is what is sending these messages of restlessness. And that's what I mean when I say that this energy that we're feeling is not out of a place of lack. It's not like you're not grateful for what you have. It's that we're aware innately that there's something more than the thing we're chasing. There's something more than this thing we're trying to get in the exterior world. We're aware that there's something deeper. And there's people right now that aren't even aware that that's why they're feeling down. People that are upset and are blaming it on the system and are blaming it on a certain person or a group of people or blaming themselves for whatever. And they're not even aware that the reason they're in that whole predicament is because they aren't aware that they are. They aren't aware of what they are. They aren't aware of the love that they are and how beautiful they are. And they're caught in this snare of thinking and doing. Materialism and externalism has gotten us very far. It's gotten us very far. But we're ready for something else. We are ready for a shift. Gaia is being destroyed by us, and we don't even care. Our home is drying up and burning and rotting and dying and becoming desolate. Our minds are toxified in not having enough, but thinking that will get me what I want. That will get me what I want. Okay, that will get me what I want. Even though we know that it's never been enough. It's never been enough. We've gotten very far by doing stuff in the external world. But guys, it's time to turn in. Doesn't mean drop your responsibilities. It means take the time that you have here on this earth, and in the moments of free time that you have, to center and to look in. And to begin to just play with the idea, at least at first, play with the idea that you are enough. You don't need to do something. You don't need to go somewhere. You don't need somebody. You need to remember you. You need to be with you. And the you I'm talking about is what is. We need to see through the illusion of doing in dissatisfaction, in seeking, and be. Very much so easier said than done, but I think it's what we're being pointed towards. Our spirit is so tired of being forgotten. It wants to be seen. It wants to thrive. It wants life to be beautiful and loving and present. But we're living in a false narrative of what it means to be alive and who we are and what's meaningful. You ever wake up and you do this, like you have a day off, so you go and do this, and then you do that, and then you do this, and then you do that, and then by like 1 o'clock in the afternoon, you've kind of run through your list of doing, and now you're starting to redo stuff you've already did, and you're starting to realize like, oh fuck, like what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do to fill? There's still 8 hours left in the day. What am I gonna do? I've already done everything that I do. What now? God forbid that I just be. God forbid that I just honor this moment and be with this moment just as it is. I need to do something. If you've ever felt that, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Is we're getting tired of the shit we do. We're getting tired of the shit we do. Even if the shit we do is so beautiful, we're starting to realize a deeper level of ourselves, a deeper dimension of what it means to be here in this life. And it's hard, and it's sad, and it's frustrating, and it's scary. And it requires a lot. But the best thing we can do is be love. Be love. Just be love. And love doesn't always look pretty. Sometimes love is assertive, abrasive. There isn't a model of what love is. There isn't a model of what love is. You guys know if you can relate to what I'm talking about, let me know. Let me know how you feel about what I've said. Let me know how you're feeling in life and where you're at, how you feel about things. I'd love to hear it. We're waking up, guys. We're shifting, we're growing, we're awakening. And there isn't a model of what that looks like, which is what's so confusing. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you think. I hope you're all well. And remember to be. Take a moment to just be. Namaste.